it's another side that like wants to take more, and wants to go that one more round, because like going that one more round when you don't think you can, that's what makes all the difference in your life. You know what I mean?
All right. Good day, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome to another episode of One More Round, the Rocky Series podcast. I'm your host, Ryan, and with me today, of course, is Kyle and Katie. Kyle, how you doing this morning or this day?
I am as good as can be expected.
Good. That's not a bad way to be.
No, I'm fine. I'm doing really good.
Okay. Katie, how are you doing?
Yeah, same. Can't complain.
Well, we can't complain. We can't.
I mean, I could go. Listen, it's Sunday. I got to go to work tomorrow.
I know work's the worst. It's the worst. No,
it really is.
But you know what? Here's something we could be thankful for, because at the time of recording, Katie, it's going to be American Thanksgiving soon. At the time of recording, and we should say to ourselves, we're thankful that we have a job, that we're employed, that we can put food on our table, and
it's true.
Yeah, it's true. All right, well, guys, look, we've got a lot to get through today, and in a good way. I don't even know where to start. Well, let's start with the one voicemail we got. We didn't get any emails or any real YouTube comments this week. That's fine. And also at the time of recording, I'm almost caught up. There's still an episode in the bank that hasn't been released. But my goal is by the next time you guys and I record, we'll all be caught up. Like when we're recording, there won't be anything in the bank. So we're getting caught up. Okay. But Michael from the Screen Nerds podcast, he's really good about staying on top of our live recordings. So he did have something to say regarding episode 11. Let's check it out.
Hi, Ryan, Katie, and Kyle. This is Michael Burgett of the Screen Nerds podcast. Great work as always. Just wanted to share some of my thoughts on this latest episode 11. You know, I hadn't really noticed until this viewing that the outside light of Marie's place is constantly on. Now, I don't know if it's because the switch to turn it off doesn't work, or if it's just one of those light fixtures that is constantly on. Either way, I never noticed it being constantly on until now. And that's probably also, too, why Marie never really changed the light bulb out, because it would just be going through light bulbs so much. And so probably why she never changed it out, but Rocky came through and changing it, and now we have the light bulb that's constantly on. Also, it could.
Okay, I actually want to make sure we stop sometimes because Michael has great insight. I sometimes forget when he says and changes the subject. So I remember when we were watching that last scene with the light bulb on. I think we talked about it before during our original run on Going the Distance. That we did just notice that the light was on. That was an odd thing. The light was on, but I think it might have just been the how do you say it? Like the set design people just probably forgot the chart. Anyways, but I like that we're digging deep into the psyche of the bulb.
I have an alternate theory, a potential alternate theory. So I like to take walks in my neighborhood. I know my neighborhood quite well as a result. Like I try and walk at least half an hour through the neighborhood. And I try and take different routes to kind of keep things interesting. And so I kind of get to know the houses in the neighborhood. And there are houses out there that just keep their lights on, like their porch light on, like 24/7. The people across from my house do this actually. And I know them decently well, and this detail is pertinent. They are Jehovah's Witnesses, and there's one day out of the whole year that their light is off, and that's Halloween, because they don't want trick or treaters coming to their house. But like 24/7, 364. That light is on, and then that one day it's off. So they could be just that house is one of those. And I think too, sometimes I forget my lights on. I like to keep my porch light on in the evening, like when it's dark. And sometimes in the morning I just forget to turn it off. So
I do forget to turn off sometimes too. Yeah. Yeah.
It's probably annoying because Rocky put that super bright light in that now it can't go off, so it's keeping everyone in the neighborhood up because they can't sleep now.
Does that exist though? Does that exist where you have a porch light that cannot be shut off? Like I find that hard to believe. Unless it's like maybe a really old house, like which could be. That Philly house is probably quite old. But I feel like my house was built in the 50s and there's a switch to turn that porch light off.
It's probably supposed to be a motion light, but it's not.
Maybe.
I don't know.
I swear there's a light. I saw this on the YouTubes, not the YouTubes, the Googles or the interwebs a few years back now, but back when the internet was more fun. There was a story about a light that's been on for 100 odd years.
Oh yeah. Yeah, this like vaguely rings a bell.
Yeah, I'm gonna look into that later, but
is it like a gas light or something though? Like it can't be like a filament light bulb.
I think it's something crazy like that. So you know what, Michael of the Screeners podcast, since you're so good about listening to our shows and responding, and you're the one that brought up the light subject, see if you can do some research, see if you can find. Let us know. I think there's a bulb. So if
100-year-old bulb.
I'm not joking. Yes, it's like a bulb that's been on for that long. I can't remember when or where or why or how, but that was the story, and it was kind of neat. Okay,
it's like the Hanukkah bulb. It should have gone off, but didn't.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
it's kind of a miracle.
Still waiting for Elijah to arrive.
It could be that Marie hears it all the time at the bar, like with the group that was mocking her, having those constant negative thoughts and negative words shared over and over again for years. That can also bring a person down where they don't think well of themselves. So that could be another possibility there too. Kyle is right, and Kyle, I know you're saying dumb it down a little for me, but hopefully I can win you over here with this. But I do think you're right. The one worker kind of tripped on the corner on the pallet, but it's really because he was locked in on watching Polly. So he probably was already on edge to being around Polly to begin with. And then that little trip that he does probably just startled him even more so. So he was constantly just like on edge, and then having that happen really just kind of jostled him and shocked him even more so. But yeah, I have to side with Kyle on that one. I appreciate the kind words. They're very appreciated. But y'all do a really great job. Y'all have some really good and insightful thoughts, and really enjoy listening to them. And Katie, I'm from Tennessee, so that's where my accent is from. So if you were wondering where that sound comes from, it's because I'm from Tennessee. Great work as always. Can't wait to hear what you have to say on the next episode.
Well, there you go. Michael from the Screeners podcast. Great guy, great contributor to our show. Donald joined us in the live chat. It's been a while since we've seen him. Donald thinks that it's a safety thing, Kyle.
I was thinking that. I didn't comment on that, but I agree with Donald. I like to do that too because I feel like if your light's on, it indicates someone's home. Because I think most burglaries are like most burglars just want to get in and out. They don't want hassle with someone in the house.
Right.
So like if you have the light on, I've heard of people doing that like while they're on vacation, for example, like leaving the lights on in their house,
mm-hmm.
like the inside light too.
Timer. Yeah,
or a timer. That's even better. So yeah, it could be that too. I just think she has ADHD and just forgets to turn the light off. That's my theory. I was going to say too the negativity thing that Mike was talking about. I totally agree with that because like I think that could happen on a social level, like a certain environments, like certain workplaces or certain places where you hang out, where like people are really negative, and it is contagious in a way. Like I don't like the idea of like you being overly positive either, but I think like that negativity is like really. Like, yeah, I think if you're around negativity enough, it's hard not to be negative. And I think that happens at a cultural level too. Like I have some coworkers like from like Eastern Europe and stuff, and it's just like everything is negative. And I'm not saying like everywhere in Eastern Europe's like that, but I feel like that is kind of a cultural thing I've noticed too, where it's just like, yeah, I feel like America actually, like you guys are kind of the best at being more positive.
It's
general.
Fake positivity, though.
Yeah.
But thanks.
Those European coworkers, are they Jamaican or are they?
Yes, they. I do have a Jamaican coworker. I should make a comment about it being in Europe and see how the look that he gives me.
Oh, that's funny. Ask him if he's got a kid named Steps while you're at it.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. So this is fun. I actually stumbled across this morning and getting ready for today's show with my YouTube algorithm. As you can imagine, it's pretty Rocky centric on one of my YouTube channels. It has a lot of Rocky stuff. Will come into the YouTube says, "Hey Ryan, you might want to see this too." So I think this is pretty. Well, I don't want to oversell it or undersell it. I just want to hear you guys or see you guys' reaction. But it's a news story, and it's very recent. It just happened like a couple days ago on the filming of I Play Rocky.
Saw Rocky sprinting up the Art Museum steps today. You didn't imagine it. A film crew is in Philadelphia shooting a new biopic about the making of the original Rocky. CBS Philadelphia's Ross DiMattei caught up with tourists who watched the recreation of the movie's most famous scene.
I just love how he portrays himself.
We've seen this scene before, except that is not Sylvester Stallone. It's Anthony Ippolito, who will be portraying a young Stallone in the upcoming biopic I Play Rocky.
Now, before we continue, did you notice the way he was jumping there? Did you catch that?
No.
Did anyone catch it? Okay, let me go back. I'm not trying to trick you guys, but look.
I just noticed that the way it looked like how Sly ran. Like
yes.
He's
He's nailing
it very well.
He's doing.
I also want to mention whoever is in charge of like the costume department recreated that sweatsuit damn near perfectly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
like that really looks like his sweatsuit. Like it's not just someone half-assed it. Like they really took the time and effort to get one that fit him, like that would fit Rocky. That it's like this. It is a weird sweatsuit. Like it's a weird style of in it. Like yeah, they did a great job. I love details like that.
And I'm actually very excited for this. It's being made by a real filmmaker. This is not a no offense, a Hallmark movie or whatever, movie of the week stylings. This is made by a real film. Peter Farrelly, who made the Oscar-winning movie, Green Book. I mean, this is a real filmmaker making this film. Okay, so let me just go back. Notice the way the actor Anthony is jumping around, because remember, to create the iconic scene at the end of that run, they filmed it backwards. So they showed it in reverse. So they're having him jump in a weird way to showcase that Sly that they changed the it was done in reverse. I think that's what they might be showing, because the way he's bouncing looks odd. I think it's to show that it's going to be when it plays forward in reverse or whatever, it looks better.
Why did they do it in reverse originally? I don't remember.
I can't remember either, but I guess the movie will explain it to us. I'm trying to. I don't want to make it up either.
I'm sure there's a listener. If this makes the show, will be like screaming at the podcast. It's like this. It's like this.
Yeah, sure. But just
well,
look
clearly
the way
they have a budget.
Yeah, so look at the way he's jumping around. It just seems odd, because I think it's going to look better when it goes forward. So
We've seen this scene before, except that is not Sylvester Stallone. It's Anthony Ippolito, who will be portraying.
Because he's jumping backwards instead of forwards.
He doesn't really seem like he's jumping,
okay,
if that makes sense. Like he's just kind of almost going on his tiptoes.
Okay.
Like he's not really leaving the ground. It's odd. I wonder if he has to do that to stay in shot or whatever. I remember Rocky almost when he was jumping too was kind of like switching from one foot to the other foot.
Yeah, that was that part too. That was the reverse part. Maybe that was the reverse.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. We'll continue.
It is an odd stance. It's like an overly wide stance. I don't know. It does look a little odd.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Portraying a young Stallone in the upcoming biopic I Play Rocky. The two look almost identical down to the iconic gray sweatsuit.
Seeing where the movie was like recorded and like set, and how he got up the stairs, like the steps, and I don't know. I just love Philly too.
The movie is a behind-the-scenes look at the making of the original Rocky. We arrived at the art museum as crews were recreating the film's most famous scene, when Rocky wraps up a strenuous training montage by sprinting up the steps and triumphantly raising his fist at the top. It's a memory Rachele Lanza and her Italian family won't forget.
It's kind of cool. I didn't expect it. It's a bummer we couldn't get up the steps, but it's a cool experience. I feel like, I can say that I was here when that were doing that were making that.
Now, the art museum steps are closed during shooting, which has been a bit of a bummer to tourists who are hoping to make that iconic Rocky climb.
I especially came to Philadelphia, and I really wanted to go up the steps and have a view of the place.
Annika Singh is visiting Philadelphia all the way from India. She's disappointed she didn't get to run the steps, but as a filmmaker herself, she loves what Rocky stands for.
It's an inspiration to see him. So yeah, I hope we can get that spirit in a good way, like fight for better things, for a better world.
Others are just hoping to make it into the movie as an extra in the background.
Hopefully I could come out in a shot. I don't know. Be famous, right? You never know.
The film is reportedly set to be released sometime in 2026. At the Art Museum, Ross DiMattei, CBS News, Philadelphia.
Are there alternate entrances to the art museum? Because
Yeah, okay, when I was there in 2007, you couldn't go in the front. I think I saw someone go through the front this time when I was there recently.
Oh, interesting.
But yeah, there is other entrances to the museum.
I was going to say they're really damping their tourism there.
I think the museum hates Rocky enough.
Yeah. No shit.
Yeah.
I would be really disappointed too, especially if I came from another country to do the steps purposefully and then you can't.
Well, I wonder though if you can come back later in the day or a different day or something, or if you're just in Philly for the day. I don't know. You must be able to come back later. They're not.
Yeah, there's no way they're not filming it at night. I don't think they're going to be filming.
Oh, I maybe misunderstood. I thought they were set up there for a number of days.
They could have been. You're right, Katie. The way they sounded, it sounded like these people, at least at this moment of time, these people at this time could not run the steps as they planned at that moment because it was closed for shooting. So that much is true. How long that lasted for, how long those visitors were there for their visit in Philly, I don't know. But yeah, it was closed. There's no people on the stairs. They had the whole stairs. You can't film or CGI out everybody that's on the stairs. You'd have to film it with nobody there. So they got permission from somebody. Somebody gave them permission to do it. So I don't know. Is it the library? Is it the city? I don't know who contracts that.
Oh, Ryan, could I just interrupt? Could you send me the link? I forgot to send that.
Oh, Kyle, we're in the middle of a show. We are
I know.
Okay.
I suck. I'm a bad. I almost too am more of it's easier to ask forgiveness than permission. I might just try and run up the stairs. If I came from India, I'd be like, I'm gonna try and run up the stairs anyway. And what's the worst you could do to me? You can't send me to jail for that. So
I mean, you never know.
Security chasing you? I don't think so, because you're not. What are you really doing? You're not trespassing on private property. Well, kind of, but I think you just be told to get the F out.
But all that being said, I'm excited to see this movie, and he looks good. He looks the part. If you're just talking about looking look, we can't look like somebody else. He's not Sylvester Stallone, but they got an Italian guy. They got like Kyle was saying, they got the outfit down. They're taking the stair running scene seriously. They didn't try to recreate the stair scene at some library in, I don't know, Boston or something. They got the actual Philly stat. They got the right, it's all there. So I'm looking forward to it. Yeah. Okay. Right. So, go ahead.
Oh, I also just did a little detail. I noticed they had arrows drawn on the vertical part of the steps, with chalk or something like that. I just saw it for a second there. I guess to make sure he's on a certain line for shooting.
Oh, interesting.
I wonder if they did that with the original film. If they made little chalk marks on the step, or if they just raw dogged it. I feel like they probably just raw dogged it.
They raw dogged it for sure. Okay. And I hope they show in the movie too, before we move on, that it's my understanding when they filmed Sly running up the first time and he's gassed and he's holding the side and he's winded. My understanding is right away they said, now go film the triumphant run right after. So I wonder if they'll show that in the making of, because it's my understanding they used the same light and same day, right away. We're here now, do both runs now. Yeah.
Yeah. It's it's funny. I know that films are not filmed sequentially, for various reasons. But I think I kind of suspend my disbelief at that and just pretend that they are.
Well, yeah.
So whenever I hear something like that, I'm like, oh.
I know.
Yeah. Sorry.
I like the Tooth Fairy version. Come on.
Yeah.
When is this movie coming out again?
They said sometime 2026.
Oh, no date.
No
Is that-
official month and date yet.
Okay.
It's like between Jan 1 and December 31.
Got it.
Yeah, I think
Got
that's
it.
the window, Katie. I think we're looking
Yeah.
at that window.
Perfect.
Mark
Super
your
narrows it
calendar.
down.
Okay, no, we're gonna see it for sure. Okay, now, as you guys probably know, or I've mentioned before, dear listeners, and you guys, I am one of the moderators. I think I'm the only active moderator, quite frankly, on the Rocky Balboa subreddit, which has 27,000 people on it, and it's pretty active community in its own little right. And because I'm the moderator there, I have to moderate and I have to like read stuff that comes in, blah blah blah. It's fun, and for the most part, I don't really do much. I just quietly observe, and I also post our episodes there, and they're usually liked. Anyways, so we had a visitor. We had a real life visitor from the Rockyverse join Rocky Balboa's subreddit, and he presented an "Ask Me Anything." Are you guys familiar with that term, "Ask Me Anything"?
The AMA, Reddit
Yeah.
AMA, mother. Never mind. Reddit
Okay,
AMA.
so none other than Jimmy Gambino showed up. Yeah, okay, so I'm going to share the screen so you guys can see what I'm seeing as I read. I'm not going to read them all. It's a kind of a big thread, as they say, but I want to share. I asked some questions myself. He answered me, and I want to hear some of our thoughts on Jimmy. Again,
Sorry, you mean Mike? So is that who you mean?
Oh, well, we're gonna get into that. Yeah, so Jimmy yeah. If there's anyone listening to the show who goes, Ryan, who's Jimmy Gambino in the Rocky universe? That's fine. I won't insult you by saying you should know this. It's Mike from the Make You Put Your Stuff on Skid Row. That little guy there.
You should. I won't insult you by calling you a dumb fuck. If you listen to the show, you should know that. I won't say that. I wouldn't say that, but you know.
I wonder if he grew. He's not deaf. He's short, but maybe he's
short.
Grew.
Okay, so tell me if you can see it, guys. I'm going to present it now. You see it? Okay. All right. So do you guys see me scrolling? I just don't know.
Yeah, I got to maximize my screen.
Okay. Well, okay. So I won't read everything, but he posts his thread. Says, "Hey, I'm Jimmy. I'm that guy." Now, just for context, he is 82 years old, and I believe his son his son 82. Sorry. His son or his grandson, I think, is doing the typing and stuff, which is fine. Yeah. And I also think they ran it through ChatGPT or whatever large language model to auto correct, which again is fine. I don't mind that. Like, I think it's his words, but they used the reason why I know that is because when you don't take out the hyphens, that's a AI hyphenating. When you don't give it correct grammar, it'll hyphenate things to make it sound or look correct. I just know that. And the bullet points, that's that. But again, I think it's Jimmy's words. That's fine. So I asked the question right away. Now, before we get to my big question, it is Jimmy. People were saying, how do I know it's Jimmy? And that's a fair question.
That's like classic Reddit too. Like the paranoia on Reddit.
I do have a picture of Jimmy. Jimmy presented himself, and I will show the photo after of what he looks like today. He looks pretty good for 82. He looks happy and healthy, and he's holding a sign that shows all of his socials. Again, created by or written by his grandsons. Okay.
What a weird social to imitate. Like, if you're going to fake a social media thing, like, would you fake Jimmy Gambino?
Yeah.
I wouldn't dare. I wouldn't want to get on this guy's bad side. We'll get to that. Okay. So I wrote right away. You'll see here, Ryan. There's my name. Does Sly sell you his dog Buckus? When he got money for Rocky, how much did he pay you to get the dog back? And did the deal include a part in the picture? Now, we've all heard that story, right?
I heard I heard that he sold that dog outside of like the liquor store in Los Angeles to some rando, and that he, after he got money, hung outside that liquor store hoping that guy would come back with the dog. Like, he hung out there for like
one
days.
of the stories. I think it's the Jimmy story is the original or the issue.
Yeah.
Now here's what Jimmy had to say about it. Goes, first of all, okay, for the record, I think Jimmy doesn't like Sly.
No,
and
clearly.
He also sees himself as the Jimmy thinks he's the reason why Rocky did so well. And we'll get into some of that.
That's
Jimmy,
wild. He's also just known for being quite a character.
Yeah, sure.
So I just wanted people to understand that going into this.
So this is what Jimmy said. He goes, first of all, he came to me and told me he needed the dog back to protect his family because he was going to Iowa for a film. I honestly forgot the name of the film. There was never, ever money involved in the lie of selling the dog, you capitalized lie, of selling the dog to me, and in the lie of him buying the dog back. He gave Buckus to me after the film was wrapped, Rocky, because Buckus and I developed a great relationship. And with Stallone's requirement of having to travel, he didn't trust the dog around his young children. The whole story doesn't make sense. It has changed so much over the years of lies. I always laugh at this because I was this evil guy who extorted him for the dog and in a role in the film. Then why did he ask me to return and train Sage for Rocky 5? I didn't have to beg to be on that film. They found me because I'd already was successful in the business, especially in the boxing genre, because of my background. And they knew that my part in the Mission Impossible TV show, 1968, a 2-episode household TV show, they already knew and saw what I could do. Now, okay, the reason why I'm conflicted with Jimmy and even bringing up this drama, there's two reasons why I'm sort of conflicted. What I mean by this is like, I don't think Jimmy's lying. Like, I don't think he's necessarily making up a story necessarily. And because I don't know if Sly always tells the truth about this stuff either over the years. I think Sly himself has created sort of mystique. And that's why I'm sort of interested in the making of this film, because the I Play Rocky film, because I don't know what sources they're using. Are they using only the interview sources that Sly has given on Johnny Carson and Barbara Walters or Oprah over the years of the making of this film, or what are the sources the movie is deriving their history from? And Jimmy was there during all this, and his story kind of makes sense. He's saying, he does it in a very cankerous way, but if you were to look at it, if he said it in a pleasant way, I think the pleasant way of saying this is that he's saying Rocky was done filming, Sly became a bit of a bigger star. He needed somebody to watch the dog, and I got along with the dog, so he gave me the dog to watch. There was never any selling or extortion or anything, or for me to get into the film. I was already in the film. The film was done.
Yeah, I was going to say that he didn't have kids. Like, the timeline doesn't match up. What Jimmy's saying here does not match up with the timeline.
Plus,
the story.
I just feel like Stallone didn't need dog money at that point.
Well, the story is he's so poor. He was so poor before Rocky. Yeah, sorry. Go ahead.
That's what I'm saying.
There's the story he sold the dog to the rant. That's the story I've always heard. Like, he sold it to some rando. But it's like, why would he sell to Jimmy? That doesn't make any sense. Like, to me, the story of Jimmy looking after his dog for him, and maybe there being a misinterpretation of whether it's, are you looking after the dog or are you giving me the dog? I could see that. But the idea of selling it doesn't make sense. I do actually believe Jimmy in that
well,
case.
I too feel like I've heard that it wasn't always necessarily Jimmy, that Sly had to sell the dog before Rocky. This was the events before Rocky, before he had money. Then when he had money, he bought the dog back from whoever. And then at some point, I feel like I heard Jimmy raise his hand saying, I was the guy that he sold the dog to, so, and now this, I think both things can be true. I think they could both be, there are bits of truth in what they're both saying, and there are lies in what they're saying, what they're both saying. I think all of the above can be true. Yeah, because the protection thing doesn't make a lot of sense, but because clearly it's not like a protection dog. I don't know, maybe all sorts of things, but the timeline doesn't match up at all.
Okay, we got more. Okay, this is great. So this came from a guy named Less Equipment. He says, how was training Carl Weathers different from training Stallone? Thank you. And here's Jimmy. Carl Weathers was definitely in much better shape. Well, I'll throw a slide into the bus. I got to pick Carl Weathers. Look at this. I got to pick Carl Weathers, and I told him that if he listened to me, I would turn him into Apollo Creed. I told Stallone the same thing. Just do everything I say, and we will pull this movie off. I walked out on that film so many times when it started to feel, because I think the film started to feel far-fetched. It was that action, but I kept that film genuine and spirited.
This Jimmy reminds me of a certain someone else that thinks everything he does is anything I say is good. Everything I say is perfect. Reality doesn't matter. He's taking credit. He's taking credit for everything. Like, I know all the best words.
Yeah, I would agree with him that Weathers would have been. I think Carl Weathers was in better shape.
He was in better shape
because he's a pro athlete. And he kept up his training. And I also think Carl Weathers had amateur boxing experience. Where Stallone
he was definitely an athlete. He was an athlete for sure. Yeah.
So, and I think that's perfect because the Apollo Creed character was supposed to be the more skilled boxer. So that played into it nicely. But yeah, I don't believe him necessarily when he says he picked Carl Weathers, that it was somehow like his thing. Now I'm just going by this Sly story of, Yeah, his story of like, we'll find someone like once we
Yeah.
find a real actor or something. I've always kind of believed that story too, but I don't know. I still don't buy it that he may have had some influence over picking Carl Weathers, but I don't.
Sure.
When he says I picked Carl Weathers, I don't buy that.
Okay.
Also
And-
saying just do everything I say and everything will be great.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, come on, dude.
Well, I could see a boxing trainer saying that because like you guys are not pros. So it's like, hey, if we want this to look like realistic boxing, like follow my instructions, right? Like don't do your own thing.
I guess it's all this is what I mean. It's about presentation. I wish it was worded differently.
Yeah,
like Katie, like you're saying, it's done in such a way where, yeah, maybe he did have like influence. A little bit decorum in what you did to help, but it sounds absolute. That's the problem.
Yeah, it's like very hyperbolic.
Super narcissist. Like he thinks, there's just some narcissistic behavior going on here.
Yeah, there is. Okay, more. And I got another question. And I said, in Rocky, you play the character Mike, but in Rocky 5, your character's credited as Jimmy. What happened to Mike?
Great job, Ryan.
And is Jimmy's Mike's twin? Solve this mystery.
That's the most important question that could be asked.
It really is.
Like if you didn't ask that question, I'd be so disappointed. And I love that we finally have someone. I finally have him replying.
Now he doesn't really help though, but he does have an answer. He goes, I was trying to figure out that when I was working on the film, I guess Rocky 5, there were multiple takes on the scenes, and I was so confused why they were calling me Jimmy. So I called it. Remember, I called it. I said I think they were just calling him Jimmy on the set, like during the film. Like I don't think they were calling him. I think they forgot or didn't care that he was Mike in the first Rocky film. I think that hey, we got Jimmy on Rocky 5. I think staff and crew or whoever actors. I think people just called him, and he was confused. Why does everyone keep calling me Jimmy? I'm supposed to be Mike. I honestly think they just didn't even care that he was in the film. They're like, sure, Jimmy, you're here to help out. Carry the spit bucket. He goes on to say, this is honestly one of the biggest problems I have. I have been trying to get this answer forever. We should all band together and ask Stallone. So he too doesn't know the answer.
It is going to be just that. I don't know. Your name is Jimmy.
We fucked up Jimmy Gambino. Okay, they fucked up. They called you Jimmy instead of Mike. Like I think that's all there is to it.
They couldn't regenerate the video in the 90s like we can today to change what was said.
We'll get AI to change it back for like a.
This is why I give Jimmy some. This is why I give Jimmy some credit that he's telling the truth as he sees it, and also Rocky 5 was a little bit later. But the point is that we suspected, or I mean, I suspected that they just called him Jimmy on the set, and he's on the set, and he's confused by it too. And he goes, "Why is everyone calling me Jimmy?" So he too was like. I think because it was a bit of a not the greatest production. I think the movie kind of shows that it wasn't the best. People didn't care the way they cared about the first film on the fifth film. They just didn't like, oh, sure, you're Jimmy, whatever. And I just replied saying, yeah, we discussed this at length on our podcast. It is our theory that they never bothered calling you Mike. And whoever was in charge of the end credits simply heard you being called Jimmy the whole time. So they just credited you as Jimmy, as in you're playing yourself, sort of like Tony Duke, also known as Tony Burton. I think that happened to him during the first Rocky film's production. It shows the lack of care that went to Rocky 5's production. That was my reason.
Do you think the upvote came from Jimmy?
It might have. I got the one upvote from Jimmy.
Yeah.
If he just real quick, I guess my question to Jimmy is: you were on the set, and if you were wondering why they were calling you the wrong name, why didn't you say, "Hey, my name's Mike in the movie, FYI"?
Yeah, I know.
Why wouldn't
Maybe
he have
he's
just
kind
said
of
that?
a pussy. Like, sorry, this is mean for me to say, but like, I wonder because people they get on Reddit like the keyboard warriors and they talk a lot of shit, but then it's like when they're in person they're like kind of meek. Like I wonder if he like didn't want to rock the boat by.
It's possible. Yeah.
I have no idea what this guy's actually like. He could be one of those people who is outspoken in person. Like I don't want to say, but it's just that's one theory.
Really quickly, Kyle, I know you wouldn't know this, and Katie might remember this, but 5, 6, 7 years ago, there was somebody I sort of knew on this Rocky universe podcast universe did grab an interview with Jimmy.
I remember that.
And they were wholly unprepared and unable to rein Jimmy in. And so the interview was a disaster. It was a disaster both because the hosts suck at their job, and also it was a disaster because Jimmy is a bull in a china shop. So you need somebody who's strong, who can rein him in and just ask these tighter questions and keep the hyperbole down a little bit. So anyways, I actually reached out to Jimmy saying, "Hey, I wouldn't mind interviewing you," and he reached back right away and said, "Sure." But I don't know. I think we're almost getting enough Q&A almost through the Reddit. I'm not sure what else I would ask because I don't want him just to come on and shite talk Stallone. That's not my goal, and I think he'll do that because he did that in the first interview. He's really butthurt about Sly and his as he feels like he's not getting the proper respect and or dues because of the success of the first Rocky film. He truly believes he was the reason or one of the major reasons the film did so well. And I don't want to overdo this. We can maybe have a Jimmy segment every episode because he does talk about this stuff quite a bit. We'll do this last one right here. Oh, I actually asked one more question. I said, you had many scenes with Sage in part 5. How was he? He seemed like a great young lad. And he replied with, I was there when he was born because he was on the second Rocky film, remember? Sergey was the first child. Sorry, but he was there. He's been there with both kids. He goes, Sage was a great kid. We had such a good relationship. It bothered some people.
Man, that's a wild thing to say at the end. That's a wild thing to say because, like, if I'm reading that with a little skepticism, people are like, "Hey, are you like a pervert or something?" Like, is that why
no,
people?
I think,
I think charitably, it's like, you know, maybe he's saying Sly was jealous because I got along with his kid better than he did, but he's saying it kind of like passive aggressively.
That's what I think he's doing.
You could probably have a couple really tight, specific questions for Jimmy that aren't here. I don't know. You could,
I don't know.
If he really knows the family well, like ask more about Sage, like the things that we inquire about, like why don't we see anything about Sergio? Like do you have any thoughts or insights as to why that is? The things that we all kind of wonder about that are never going to come out unless somebody close to the family knows.
I could bug him again. He's been active again. He's really he posted. I almost deleted it as a mod. He posted like another thread about all the merch he's doing now. He's trying to tie himself into the 50th anniversary for next year. That's why he kind of crawled out of the woods a little bit. Yeah. He wants to be invited to everything. So I think he's trying to tread carefully without upsetting Sly too much, which might be a good time to interview him because I think he's trying to get a little bit like, hey, remember me? But he also feels like he has unpaid dues. And so, guys, if you want, just go to Reddit, type in Rocky Balboa, and you'll see it there. And I might just post this Reddit in the show notes or whatever. But you can see his. In fact, if you just Google his name, it actually comes up now and is next to his name. The searches it goes to this Reddit because it's pretty popular right now.
Did anyone ask Jimmy how tall are you?
I did.
What did he say?
Where was it? I just said I said in the film. I said your character Mike told Rocky in the first film, "I'm not deaf, I'm short. How tall are you?" I asked that right here, and he wrote back, "It's not the size of the man that makes a man; it's the character, the experience that makes the man." But I had no problem
to say.
Yeah, was that
okay? Yeah, this whole thing. I'm sorry. These threads. This is like your classic like short man syndrome type of stuff.
How dare you?
So sorry to interrupt. He did not say. He just said.
No.
He replied to me. He didn't tell me his height. He goes, but he goes on to say, but I had no problem pushing around big guys. I've done that my whole life. Randall Tex Cobb was a very dangerous fella. I put him on The Champ. So there you go. Now he's saying that he got this guy on the movie The Champ. So Jimmy's.
This guy's unhinged, man.
I know. I told you. I don't know if I can interview this guy.
Crow. Yeah, honestly, I feel bad because like short guys get a lot of shit from people, and it's not fair. You have no control over your height. It gives you this guy for sure has a complex about that.
Yeah. So I just wanted to say there was one last one that was really quite telling, and then we'll stop it there. And if you guys want to hear more, I can give more, or you just go there yourself. He did ask, how did you get hired for Rocky? So this is the big one. So this is one that's quite telling. He goes, it's actually a doozy. So according to Stallone, I extorted him with his dog, and he gave me a part of the film. It makes no sense. He lies. What really happened was that I worked with a man named George Memoli on a picture called Phantom of the Paradise, and we became good friends. I think Phantom of the Paradise was a Brian De Palma film. That was 1973 when we made it in Dallas, Texas at the Majestic Theater. The movie came out in 74. When the crew doing Rocky was struggling, George told the producer, Gene Kirkwood, that he knew the guy that could get it done. I ended up meeting with Gene, and he wanted me to work on the picture, but I wouldn't until I saw the actors and put them together in my head. I ended up seeing the potential to this film, and I worked with Stallone for 12 weeks without pay. And then finally, United Artists and Producers greenlit us to get paid. Fun fact, Stallone wanted to cast Apollo Creed with an actor named Roger Mosley or Bill Overton. I picked Carl Weathers.
Is he what? I guess is he's. I'm confused as to what he's saying his part in this is. Like he made Rocky
Everything,
so good.
Katie. He did everything but write the film. Okay.
I guess picking Carl Weathers, that made it good. Is he saying his training of Rocky is what made the movie? That honestly,
he mentions that in another thread. He mentioned. I'll paraphrase it. He did say in another thread that he did all the choreography and all the fight sequences in the Rocky films. Now
bullshit.
I know we know Sly. I've seen the handwritten notes. Sly, one of his Instagram reels, he actually hand wrote every single punch, duck, and block. He did that that was all Sly. There was like a dance choreography, but Jimmy says he did it. I'm not.
The reason I know Jimmy didn't do it. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Katie.
No. You go ahead.
Oh, okay. Thanks. No one who knows boxing would have written it that way. That's kind of the tell.
Sure.
Right? Like a lot of boxing people, when they saw that fight sequence, is like, what the hell are you doing? Like, this is totally unrealistic. It makes for a great movie though. Like the Rocky knocking down Apollo Creed on the first punch like that. No real boxing person like Jimmy would have wrote that. Like that has Sly written all over it.
That's a good point. I do think, obviously his role in this, knowing a thing or two about boxing, was helpful. I'm
Sure.
not like putting that aside though. The boxing element of Rocky arguably is the least important part of Rocky.
Yes. It's like Jimmy's missing the point of the film. It's like he's missing the point of what made this film.
Mm-hmm.
He's the one that wrote. Where's your hat?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like this, it's insecurity. Like you want that recognition. You want that fame.
Oh, he doesn't look too bad, actually.
He looks amazing. Like if I looked that good at 82, I'd be thrilled.
So there he is, and there's old socials there.
Good.
He didn't write that, not with those hands, but somebody wrote that for him. All socials on Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, Reddit. He's posted to Reddit, Instagram. He's all over. He's
even on TikTok. This guy.
He probably doesn't know what TikTok is. His grandson probably just gave him that card and filmed him, and he's like, it's on the interweb somewhere.
Yeah, so there he is. I mean, bless his heart, Jimmy. Like I guess what I would say to him is just be at peace. You're part of something big. Your face is in 2 films, Rocky 1 and 2 and 5. So you're 3 of the films of one of the greatest franchises ever made, and that's something, and it's just sad sometimes that people are. Now, I'm saying him, but you get bitter and angry about something that's so great. I don't know.
It's true.
Go to therapy, Jimmy. You need to go to therapy. That is
100%. I think that's obvious, but also I think sometimes these larger than life figures can, in a way, slight other people, whether it's on purpose or not. And then it ruins like friendships, and then it puts a bad taste in people's mouth. And then if that is done to a person that is unhinged, then they go down these rabbit holes. But like an example that I recently came to is that John Hughes and John Candy were really, really close, really close. Yeah. And they had a falling out because John Candy, he was in the original Home Alone, but he did not come back for the second film because he felt slighted because he originally, he just took the lowest like pay scale for Home Alone.
He got like less than $500. Yeah.
As a favor. He was in it as a favor to John Hughes. And so after the massive success of Home Alone, he never got anything. I guess John Candy sort of thought maybe they would throw him a few extra bucks, and they didn't. And so they had a kind of a falling out because of
I'll say this. If you have a falling out with John Candy,
I'm going
to say, I probably have to side with like John Candy's probably one of the sweetest, nicest people to ever work in the industry. So if I was a director and I had John Candy saying, "Hey, can I just maybe get a little bit more money? I mean, I'm kind of John Candy, like I did, like
I did
sure,
you a
buddy,
favor,
yeah,
and yeah. I guess I'm
weird,
learning some things about John Hughes doing that. So I also have a show called Retromade, and I'm doing John Hughes season. That's how I know all of these facts, covering Home Alone and Home Alone 2. But yeah, sometimes I guess it takes a certain type of personality to make it in Hollywood. Be a big director, be a big star. You know what I mean?
Yeah, a lot of successful people. It's not a coincidence that like a lot of CEOs and successful
Mhm.
people are sociopaths,
Yeah.
because those sociopathic tendencies get you somewhere, unfortunately. Yeah, and
yeah.
you know
I'm
what?
glad.
To be nice to Jimmy here, I've been kind of shitting on him for a bunch of stuff. I do think he's unhinged. I do think his perspective is flawed, big time. But I bet working with Sly is not the best. Like you know what I mean? Like as narcissistic and stuff as he is, I don't think Sly's no slouch either. And I think it's like when you get two people like that together, they're gonna butt heads.
Good
Yep,
point.
that's a good point. Yeah, you have two strong personalities, and one's deaf and one's short. Okay. All right. Before we get into the movie, and also regarding Katie and your wonderful podcast called Retro Mate, check out Katie. She does a great job. She does a better job than me.
No.
Katie, you also did a interview with. Now this kind of ties in. Do you want to say how this interview ties in with Rocky and plug your interview?
Yeah, so I have released a bonus episode on Retromade, and it is with the author of a new book on Tupac Shakur. Stay with me on this. Rocky does come into play, but there's a new book about Tupac Shakur. It's called "Only God Can Judge Me: The Many Lives of Tupac Shakur," written by Jeff Pearlman, and he is a New York Times bestselling author. He's really a sports writer, so this was new territory for him.
Mm.
So I was privileged enough to interview him on my show and release the bonus episode. But the reason I'm bringing it up, dear listeners of One More Round, is because we actually talk a fair amount of Rocky on that bonus episode. So you might want to check it out.
Awesome. There it is. Only God Can Judge Me: The Many Lives of Tupac Shakur. Cool. You interviewed the author.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Good
He was
job.
great. He was great. Yeah. I mean, I don't want to spoil it, but we had some ideas about what his next project could be.
Wow. Yeah, he's written some other books there, and awesome stuff. I look forward to hearing that, and I will be sure to. Well, we're plugging it now, so check it out. Retro
Yeah.
Made on Audible, or audio, I should say. Just Google it, and it's going to be available on YouTube shortly at the time of
Mhm.
recording. So
Mhm.
okay. Well, let's get into it, folks. We're getting back into the movie of Rocky Balboa, the director's cut, where we last left off. Buddy trips on the pallet, so we're just going to start there and go from there.
How are you? Get my unusual up there.
Excuse me. Deliveries are in the back.
I'm not a delivery guy.
Well, do you have a reservation?
Do I look like a freaking Indian?
He's already sauced, isn't he?
Oh yeah, man. And well, he has a punched out eye.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So he probably mixed it up with someone at work or on the street on the way there.
I think it was at work. Probably when he was grabbing probably when he stole the beef. Maybe.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. So you can't do that. And yeah.
Sorry, I laughed at the reservation joke, but my mic was muted. Let me do that again.
Okay.
Also, I
go
like
ahead.
when he's again. I don't know why I really dig the isms of each character of this series. So Paulie, rather than say to the bartender, "Get me my usual," he says, "Get me my unusual." I love it.
And that bartender obviously has had to deal with this guy so many fucking times.
Mm-hmm.
Never pays for drinks, never tips, I'm sure. And it's funny, you notice, like, prior to Paulie entering, like, they do some kind of weird slow motion thing.
Mm-hmm.
With
and
the
colors like that blue.
too. Yeah.
He's wiping the counter. And it reminds me, there's like this painting. You see like these people in a diner. And you see it from like the outside of, like, from outside the diner, like you're looking through the window and there's like someone like wiping the counter or doing something, working there. And then these people are eating it. I don't know if you've seen this picture, but it reminded me of that. I'm sure some of the listeners know what I'm talking about. It's probably a well-known painting. I just don't know the name of.
No, that's right.
But I do get a kick out of the fact that this guy was like wiping down the counter and making sure it was real nice. And then this asshole takes a huge chunk of raw meat and just plops it straight down on the thing.
So little Marie, I guess, does not know Paulie yet. She goes, deliveries are in the back. It makes sense. He looks like a delivery guy. Sure, dropping off some meat. So that's fair. Like, don't come through here with the carcasses. Put them in the back, please.
Mm-hmm.
Little Marie's looking good.
Yeah.
Like, her hair's nicer. Like, her hair's not like, she has her hair straightened and stuff, and she's wearing nicer clothes. And like, you can already see a difference in her working this new job.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, I imagine that's part of it. You have to dress up probably to be the hostess, but yes.
Yeah, well, if you're in a place long enough, you become that place.
Yeah. Dress for the job you want, not the one you have.
Yeah. Hey, Rocky.
Hey, Rocky, can you punch this guy's lights out for me, please?
Rocky's like, God, how many times do I need to come deal with Paulie?
No, he's just a relative.
Oh, okay.
Yo, Paulie. What happened to your eye?
I hit it.
Why?
Needed to.
What happened?
I'm celebrating, Rock.
Why?
I retired.
Retired? Yeah? So when they start giving retiring people meat instead of watches, Paulie?
Now, does he say that because he knows, one, he's been fired, and two, that the punch was not self-inflicted, that was somebody else? Is he kind of like, you know what I mean? Like, he's like, yeah.
Yeah, he's not an idiot, and he knows Paulie. Like, he Rocky could put 2 and 2 together, Like, there's who punches their own eye?
Fight Club. You ever seen Fight Club?
Yeah, okay, but in reality, who punches their own eye, right? Like, of course, someone punched you, and that is a bizarre. Like, yeah, you would if like you worked at that meat plant for 40 years, you'd have like a retirement party, either by the company or you'd have your own that people that like your coworkers that know you and like you would hold for you. Like, we had a guy at my office just leave after 8 years, and like we had a thing for him with like a big thing of like cake, and there was like a slideshow and everything.
Wow.
Right? Like,
holy smokes,
40 years. Like, I remember my grandpa retired from like he worked at the refinery for 40 years or 40 plus years, and they had a huge thing for him. Like, that's a big deal when you retire. So it's like the idea that they just hand you a hunk of meat and send you out the door. Like, no.
That's true, although I'm not sure how many friends Paulie has that would come to his party, even if there was one.
Like, it's like the idea of Paulie getting fired is not far-fetched at all, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, he got his paintings too, so he grabbed a couple of his personal effects, as they say. Effects.
Yeah.
I don't need a watch. I got a watch. You gave me a watch.
Paulie.
Done.
That's great. Now, this is a callback I like. I don't know why this is one of my favorite ones that I like, because it was from Rocky 3, and that's kind of why I like it. There's 2 that I like the most from this film. The Rocky 5 callback with the home team. I love that one. And then the Rocky 3 callback of when Rocky gave him the XX watch. And that's just a great callback. You gave me a watch. I don't know why those are even better than the Spider Rico for me, or the Little Marie ones are too obvious. I like those those are what they call Easter eggs in the films.
And it confirms an off-camera thing that happened. Katie, did you want to mention that, Katie?
Oh, I was just going to point out that technically he was given the watch in Rocky 2, and he threw it on the ground because he was angry in Rocky 3.
Yeah, and Rocky went to pick up the watch, and he kicks it down the parking lot. There's we
discussed
time anyways. Yeah, we discussed
Did he pick it up? Yeah.
He must have picked it up off camera.
That's right.
And it's no X-Lax watch. It's a real good watch.
It's a Rolex. Yeah. Yeah. Or that, right? Either Rocky picked it up or whoever was writing this forgot about the other film and other details.
Yeah, we've learned that Sly himself forgets his own films as he writes films, and this happened to be, or maybe subconsciously, I don't know. The Zoo.
Or did he get him a new X-Lax watch that kept better to him?
Yeah. That's the other thing too, is he could have given him a secondary X-Lax watch.
No, they're meaning the original watch.
I know.
It still works
because they're speaking to the
because.
Yeah, because with these movies, Katie, sorry to step on you. They're speaking to what we as an audience has seen. Like, that's what's funny about these films. Like, there is a life that occurs outside of what we see in these scenes, but I love how the characters almost seem to only live within the scenes that we see. But they have a whole, like, you're right, there's many Christmases, many birthdays where Rocky could have easily bought him another watch, but we never see that, so it must have never happened. It was only the Rocky 3 segment. I was gonna say, X-Lax should have a watch, and they call X-Lax watches shitty watches for a shitty time. I don't know. So sort of like
smooth, keeps the time running. It runs smoothly every time.
Yeah, something like that.
Watch.
If it's running down your leg, run with X-Lax. If it's running down your leg, I don't know. It's something stupid like this. A lot of fun taglines you could have with that company.
Only you got the watch.
Ooh, oh, language.
Yo, Paulie. I got a watch. I got 2 watches. Yo, Paulie.
So he's got 2 watches. Now that's a little. Did he buy a second one? Did Rocky give him 2?
I like the reaction of the patrons, because it is like, have you ever been in, like, you've ever seen a public freak out?
Not really. I've never really seen a true one that would make the rounds on Reddit type. Have you?
Yeah, I've seen a few. I saw one a few years ago in the grocery store.
Oh, really?
This guy was like yelling top of his lungs at the cashier and like challenging people to fight and shit.
Oh
my god!
and it went silent, man. Everyone's just like, oh, like, what's happening? Like, I was just on my way out too, so I was like just watching, like, ooh, is like something gonna happen? And nothing happened. This guy left, and but yeah, I've seen a few public freakouts. I think the reaction
that should happen. I don't understand what you're supposed to. I don't understand what could ever happen at a grocery store that would get me that angry.
No, nothing. Like
the milk was sour. Okay, I'll just return it. I just don't understand. And whatever.
No,
it's obviously
not.
Like,
it's not the grocery. It's not what happened at the grocery store. It's
right.
what's happened in this guy's head in his life, right?
Mm-hmm.
I know. And you're right. You never know. Maybe he just found out his wife has cancer. Who knows?
Life is just shitty, or they have like mental illness or whatever, right? But yeah, it is like it is funny how people react to public freakouts, though. And this woman with like her hand,
oh dear me,
this guy's like, oh shit, like that was a great whoever, because I'm sure they had to do this take a bunch of times, and so you have to, like, whoever these extras are, because I'm sure that woman and this guy are not professional actors.
No. They're fans of the film who got to be in the Rocky. They probably didn't even get paid to be there. I do like how small these tables are, though. There's barely any room to put your food
It's a
down.
small restaurant, man. It is tiny. It's like a shoebox of a place. You just have to squeeze in there.
That's what you
yeah. It's funny you said goddamn. You don't hear you do hear that in Rocky. Like, I run what did he say? A business, not a goddamn soup kitchen.
Soup kitchen. Mickey says it.
But like in general, though, the Rocky films are quite PG in terms of language.
They don't say GD very much, and I think it was said as well by the Don King guy.
George Washington Duke.
George Washington Duke. I think he said it too. I think. Yeah,
damn.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. I think that might be we should do a GD count versus a bump count. Oh, well.
But I don't think you hear. Do you hear like shit in Rocky, or
first film only? Mickey says it.
Oh yeah, all this shit they did to me, I don't want to do it to you. Yeah,
like, and he dropped the F-bomb, but they muted it out. You see him mouth it, but they mute it. Remember, he's at the door. he says he actually says it when he walks away from the bathroom door, but there's an obvious mute, like, no, we can't have an F-bomb. It's not necessary. But
it's a relatively family friendly type of series. Like you could say maybe like the Adrian Rocky apartment scene is like not as family friendly, but like for example, Back to the Future, everyone I know watched that as a family. Back to the Future.
There's a lot of stuff.
But if you actually look at Back to the Future and like what they're doing on that film, it's like, hey, like this is my plan. I'm going to try to sexually assault my own mom, and you're going to come in for the rescue. And I'm like, what the? Yeah.
85, baby. It's 85. The film got made in 84. It came out in 85. That's like 40 years ago. It was a different film back then.
But like, Rocky is comparatively more family friendly, is what I'm saying.
I know, and everyone talks about the once. Yeah, nobody talks about the Back to the Future uncomfortable scenes, but everybody talks about the Rocky one date.
Good point.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So Paulie's pissed. He has 2 watches going in the alley to eat his meat.
I mean, he might beat it too, maybe.
Yeah, you're right. Look at she's oh man, look at her.
She's like, this is no different than that bar I worked at.
A bunch of bums.
It's like the Philly crash follows me wherever I go.
I'm surprised. You know what? I'm surprised she doesn't know Paulie from the bar. Wait a minute, is this a flub?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. Or maybe Paulie just doesn't go to that bar. I mean, he goes to it.
But what are the chances?
Yeah, he does.
Rocky. What are the chances Rocky goes to that bar and Paulie never does?
Yeah,
they historically have been there together as well.
You would think Paulie would go to that bar. Now, I do see Paulie more now as the drinking from home type, but yeah. By the way,
that's a flub. I'm sorry. That's actually just occurred to me.
She would know him from the bar.
I think any bar within like a certain radius of where Rocky lives knows who Paulie is. I also want to say, what's this actress's name again?
Geraldine Hughes.
Man, she's looking good here.
That's what I said. That's why I paused it. That's a great shot.
She's looking really nice. Yeah.
Look at the blouse about to pop open there.
Oh.
Look at that. She's quite healthy up top. And she always wears those sweaters. She's got there.
This is a fortunate pause, though. Like just like her facial expression and stuff. Like, it looks nice.
Oh,
like
yeah. I would.
Yeah.
So,
you said I would to Angie. So if you would Angie, you gotta buy.
Oh, come on! I said tipsy Angie. Was it tipsy or sober Angie? I can't remember now.
Well, either way.
I also want to say this about the reason why Little Marie should know who Paulie is, because I know it. I know it was the director's cut or the work print, but Paulie and Rocky saw Little Marie at the garbage can, and they were there for that as well. Remember?
Wow, that was like 30 years ago or whatever. Like,
anyway, it's just funny how there's just in the universe of Paulie drinks so much. He's drunk here that the one bar he never attends is the one she works at for 20 years. Yeah.
Which is one we know he's been to before, so it's not like
it's Andy's bar. It's Andy's bar.
That was a mistake.
Okay, now I could come up with a theory. It's not very good.
Oh boy, there's no way. There's no way. But I would love to hear how Little Marie, who works at Andy's bar, has never met Paulie. Go.
Okay, so first of all, I am going to say it is a flub. Okay, but if I'm the defense attorney that has to come up with an alternate theory,
the reasonable doubt theory or whatever,
I could see Paulie saying or doing something at some point in the past where he's no longer invited to come to Andy's bar anymore. Probably that could have happened before she started working there.
That's probably the best. I give you credit, Kyle. That's probably one of the more sound theories that he was banned from the bar before she started attending bar. Okay,
that's the only way I think.
I think there is an alternative. Is that their shifts never lined up. She would always work a certain shift, and he would come at a different shift.
She works the sober shifts. Yeah, but that's possible too. The in theory, I just think Kyle's is more like it's more reasonably possible that he got banned from the bar, and then. But you're right that he always arrives with like she's getting off shift and he arrives and vice versa.
Well, because he apparently works at night.
Yeah, you're right.
And
he's
so
a day drinker.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. So let's see this. I believe now this is the director's cut, so I'm 99% sure what we're about to watch. There is a deleted scene.
Yes, there is.
Yeah. We're gonna probably see that extended cut now with Rocky and Paulie in the alley. Okay.
Yeah, I don't
I also
remember
love
this.
I love how they you hear the puddle sound effect. There's no puddle there, but they kind of added like this water sound effect, like you stepped in a big puddle, but there's really no puddle there. Anyway,
You know, with like the price of beef nowadays too, I'm like, you got to take that meat with you, man. Like you left like I don't know, $1,000. It's like so expensive. I'm like,
well,
I
Rocky
wonder
will
if the
take care of it. Don't
restaurant
worry.
yeah,
Spider Rico's already grabbed. Spider's already grabbed it. Spider's taking it home after his dishwashing shift.
Yo, Paulie. 31 years.
31 years. There we go, guys. Got to count.
I give him 31 years.
Okay, so now we have to say it's 2006. We have to assume then that he is
Paulie just started.
We have to assume that he is talking about he's come and gone from that place. That's the what do you call it? The add up the years he's worked there, not in a row.
Yeah, because we did think maybe he started earlier.
Yeah,
but yeah, because he would have had to just start in 75 when the Rocky 1 came out.
Right.
Which is possible. They're either accumulating and taking out the years that he worked for Gaza or whatever, but
yeah,
more often than not, maybe he worked for Gaza for a very short period of time, but more often than not, he worked at this place, and we're assuming it was around the time that Rocky occurred.
I just figured that once Rocky got rich and he was like living there, and it's like, can I have a job? I'm like, I assume he fucked off from the meat place. You know what I mean? Like, do you think he's going from that mansion and like commuting to the meat house and coming back? Like,
no.
I thought he'd just be living off Rocky's teat.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, because can I have a job? Yeah. How are we squaring this circle?
Man, this is like almost this is probably equally as difficult as like figuring the Rocky timelines out. Like, I don't think you can. I think it's like there was bad writing here that
they're just he's come and gone. It's like I've been dating somebody on and off for 30 years.
Or like, you know, when people talk, they're not necessarily precise, and when it's like to me it's 31 years. I'm not, you know, like, to me, like the accountant kind of part of me is like, well, it actually hasn't been 31 years. It's been only 22 if you take off.
I agree.
Like, some people just aren't like that, you know?
Yeah, but I think he's good about numbers. He knows I think he knows exactly how long he's worked there for. I'm that way in my military career. Granted, I've only been here but I know exactly it's been 22 years and 3 months, like, because I'm counting down on my retirement. I know exactly how long I've been in this system.
Now, Ryan, is that because like you have to put in a certain number of years before you get a pension or whatever?
Yeah, 25 years I get my 50% pension.
Yeah, so it's like maybe Paulie has like that too, because it's like those meatpacking jobs are union jobs, right?
Yeah, maybe.
So,
yeah.
31 years freezing. So what? It stinks. My life stinks. What have I done? Nothing, Rocco, nothing. Why didn't I die instead of my sister?
Wow. Now, I believe this is not in the original film.
No, it's 100% not in the original film.
Why did they take that out? This lets you know that Paulie's, you know, he's hurt. He's a hurt man. Why would they take that out? It makes him sympathetic, and you see the pain that he's been carrying.
I don't know, because if anybody we need more like empathy for in these movies to like them as a character, it's Paulie. I mean, I have a soft spot for him, but he's breaking down. This is how Rocky was in Rocky. Like originally, like when he's having that argument with Mickey, he's completely losing it. Like, yeah, I have nothing. I don't have anything. It stinks in here. I don't. At least you had a prime. I don't have anything. That's what Paulie's saying here. I've done nothing with my life.
Yeah, I think they should have kept this scene. It's unfortunate.
Yeah, and then he says, of course, that tragic line, it should have been me that died, not my sister.
And I'm sure
a fucked up story.
Huh?
Can I tell you a fucked up story?
Oh, geez, here we go. All right.
So, like, my dad didn't get along with his dad very well. Like, his dad was kind of an asshole. And my dad's mom died like quite a while ago, like 20 years ago. And my dad was visiting his dad was like, yeah, she should have died. I should have died, not her. And my dad was like, yeah, I know.
Oh,
Well, it's funny that you say that, Kyle, because I think Rocky's thinking that in his head too. Like, yeah, he won't say it, but he's
no.
thinking it.
Well, yeah, it's funny. That's actually kind of even though, yeah, good point, Katie. Even though Paulie's feeling at the time, he's sort of saying, "I wish I could change places." Bring that up, it's almost more painful for Rocky to hear. That's a reminder, like, oh my gosh, I have been living with you, dealing with you instead of my lovely wife. Like, Rocky would have been 100% happier. Like, he would have had closure. Okay, Paulie the drunk is dead. We loved him. We did what we could with him, but I'm still with my wife. Of course, his life would be like Rocky's life would be better too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm sure if Rocky had to pull a lever to like change that around, he'd be like,
yeah, oh yeah.
I miss my sister, Rocco. I miss her. I really miss her. Oh, boy, am I here? And she's not. She never, nobody, Rocco. I know. She's all I had, Rocco. Now you're all I have. And you never let me down. And I treat you bad, too. Why do I do that, Rocco?
You're still my best friend, Paulie. Yeah, my very crazy best friends.
What am I going to do now, Rock?
What do you want to do?
Can I move back in the house?
Sure, but what about your girlfriend?
If I'm going to be lonely, I'd rather be lonely with you. And she snores.
Well, yeah, it'd be great if you moved back in.
Okay, I appreciate this, Rocco.
So do I. Here, let me help you with this stuff.
So yeah, they mentioned the girlfriend. I think there is another deleted scene that shows Paulie. Maybe it's not in the director's cut, but it shows Paulie in the apartment without the girl. It's never shown.
You never see her,
but she's talked about as well inside of the apartment.
And if I remember right, I haven't watched that deleted scene in several years, but this scene makes it seem like Paulie's going to leave her.
Mm-hmm.
But the other scene, more realistically, I think she hits the road.
Maybe that's why that deleted scene is not in this director's cut, because it conflicts with this story here that he's kind of, it sounds like he's mentioning like he might have a girlfriend, but it's a lonely relationship. It's just,
yeah, it's almost unnecessary. I was going to say, I mean, I was nearly in tears. Like my eyes were watery watching this scene. Up until the girlfriend point. I think that was like, to kind of try and like lighten things up a little bit. Oh, she snores, whatever.
I think so.
But it, like, aside from the girlfriend bit, it totally is necessary. I don't know why we don't have this scene, because it explains why he's back in the house. They kind of make up. I don't know why this scene is cut.
I have an idea, and it's not good.
I think if I had to pick something, I have it too. But so I'm curious.
I'm curious. I'd be surprised if you had the same one as me, but you might. This film is like a nostalgic kind of Sly going back to this, and kind of, how do I say this? Like Sly showing like I could do things at this age, and this is like an anniversary of Rocky, and it's kind of like a journey back. I think this is Sly's project. I think this is about him. I think this scene with Paulie takes away the focus off him. So if like Sly has any say in this, I think he's gotta have scenes that focus on him and not scenes that focus on Paulie.
That would track. What were you going to say, Ryan?
Mine's stupid. Kyle's is very deep and poignant. Mine is just like, I thought Burt Young's crying was a little annoying.
Yeah. Well,
he has
I
a
don't like crying.
unique way of crying, but it's a realistic, like everybody cries differently.
I know, but the part was like,
so like I'll show you how a man cries.
Oh wow.
So take my glasses off for this.
Oh, wow.
So it's like, and then they're like, I have to hold this in. I cannot let this come out. And then it's like, and then hold it back in, and then like you were fighting for your fucking life to not cry.
And he does, I think, but there's a point at which it comes out, and he's past that point when he's crying here. I don't know. I just think this is a very valuable, touching scene, because part of the movies, I have really liked their friendship over the years through these movies. And so I think this is important. And for him this is growth that we're seeing from Pauly. It's like, this is his little therapy session. We needed it.
I don't know why Sly cut it out. I don't understand it. But he put it in the director's cut. This is called the director's cut, so Sly put it back in. But for the theatrical cut, Sly is the editor. There might be the editor is a different name. Like we see the editor that you see, especially in a Sly film, is the person operating the equipment. We saw him do it when he edited the Drago and Rocky 4 recut. He had somebody else editing the actual work, but it was Sly directing the edit. So it's him cut that up, put that in, so somebody else is doing the equipment operation, but Sly is the director of the edit. So Sly is the director of the edit for all of his films. And I suspect, and that's for all directors, I should make that clear, because editors do not have control over the narrative of a film, because they actually say films are made in the editing room. Okay, anyways, the point is, I don't know why Sly decided to take it out. Maybe pacing, I'm not sure, but it's weird. It's weird for him to say, "Hey, this is great acting by Burt and us," and kind of a full circle Pauly moment to make him more loved by the audience who've gone on this journey with him. I don't know, because then I think it now goes into the scene that is in the cut. So we'll get to that pretty quickly here.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
I think it's when he stands up.
It's good to have you back.
See, hey, it's good to have you here. I miss you. I don't know why they. Yeah, it's weird. They didn't keep that.
See you back at the house.
I think it's this part that's in the theatrical, and only this part when he's in the alley when he turns around.
Yeah. It takes guts climbing back in that ring, knowing you're gonna take a beating.
Thanks, Pauly.
All right. You're gonna do all right, Rocco.
How do you know that?
The stuff in the basement.
They kept that
Kyle's
part in.
right. Kyle's right. Focus
About
on
what
Rocky.
Oh. Yeah, you're right. It gets to his storyline, and you could argue there that the little chuckle and the stuff in the basement and you're going to do all right, Rock, is a quicker way of saying that they've come to peace with each other.
Well, but that just serves, it ignores Pauly being a real human, and that he's just like this sidekick that serves to pump up Rocky. I don't like it.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Well, that's it. We'll stop there because the next scene is a different scene, Holy. And yeah, a lot of fun stuff today. Yeah, I mean, again, at the time it's recording, happy Thanksgiving to the Americans out there. To me and Kyle, it'll just be Thursday, but because we're Canadian. But Katie, this episode's over.
I didn't hear no bell.
I just want to say one thing to my wife and mom. You ain't